It's ups and downs and anything. Keep going, my nigga. It's better than I damn near had to sacrifice everything. Keep going, my.
It's ups and downs and anything, rises and fallers. Segment 38, week 38, depending how you're taking us in. It's your boy Mello, TMG Mello. Simply for the rises and fallers, where we simply take stock of our athletes and their organizations over the previous week. See who's been rising in stock and see who subsequently has been falling in stock. That's just a little breakdown of what rises and fallers is all about. It's your boy TMG Mello. Let's get it. Okay, our number one rise of the week. Is there anyone else I can go to? Is there any other place I can go to? And the new and the first super middleweight undisputed champion of the 4-belt era. That is the WBA, that is the WBC, that is the WBO, that's the IBF. And throwing some more stuff, that's the Ring magazine. And he probably has the lineal heavyweight, not heavyweight, he probably has the lineal superweight middleweight championship belt as well. That is Saul Canelo Alvarez. He's now 57-1-2. Boy, the guy's had 60 fights already. 60 fights. The guy's 31 or 30, one of those two ages. He's had 60 fights. Boy, it's crazy. It's crazy. But he done his thing. He eventually wore down Caleb Plant, who gave up a good showing. I must admit, I watched the fight live. I stayed up, all the way from London. I stayed up late to watch that fight. But he done his thing. He wore him down. The body shots were the main difference in the end. The disparity was crazy. He landed like 51 body shots. It probably Caleb Plant's 14 or 15. And, it pays dividends. And, he reaped those rewards in the 11th round. When you attack that drum, attack the body, the quicker, more elusive guy, he slowly becomes less quicker and less elusive. And eventually shots you're trying to catch him with in the rounds 3, 4, 5 to 6, even around before 10, he's just that second slower. So he started to catch him now. And that's what he did. Essentially, the left hook that basically won him the fight, essentially, was just, it's like a haymaker left hook. He just sprung out nowhere. He kind of sized him up, cornered him to the ropes, and he sprung out nowhere, leaped into it. He put a lot of force to that and caught him on the left hook, and it stunned Caleb Plant, and he finished him off. And then when Caleb Plant got up, he was running up and down, trying to run it off, and he was done. But he got to that point by investing in the body. The body shot is where it's at. And that's what I rate Canelo about. That's what I rate the highest about Canelo. The fact that he attacks the body consistently, all the time. He attacks the body. And, and it's a good thing, because some, obviously, he does have the judges in his pocket, let's not lie, but a lot of judges, they can't really score that, they don't really score that effectively. And to be fair, I'll give him a little credit here, or do him a little favor here. It's kind of hard to score body punches because sometimes you can't really see it, and sometimes they're partially blocked and stuff like that. But with Canelo, it doesn't matter. You put your arm there, you put your elbow there, he's hitting something. He's hitting body. Any part of your body is gonna hit that shit, because as you saw, we did to Callum Smith a few fights ago, or a couple fights ago, rather. You can break your bones, you can plug blood vessels, you can make your punching arm ineffective. You can take away your best punch by punching your arm off. It's crazy. But yeah, Canelo's punches were crisper. He cut off the ring very, very well. At least he did. His pivots, his darts in and out, just making him cut off the ring, causing you doubt where to go. Do I go left, do I go right? But like I said before, his punch selection, dexterity, body and head is just elite, one of the best in the game. And clearly, he's the clear of all the current crop, because they don't have the experience. They have no experience of fighting anyone like him at all. They don't. He's on level 10. He's the pinnacle. He's on the top of the mountaintop. And these guys are at level 5. So when they go to fight him, they're going up 5 levels. And it's just so long. Or maybe some may be on level 6, but they're going up multiple levels. They're just not ready. Like, Canelo's absorbed so much experience from all these guys, these greats he's fought. And these guys are not ready. But yeah, he's the first Mexican undisputed champion in 50 years. It's crazy. Here's my question for you guys. Is he the greatest Mexican fighter of all time now? And where do you have him in the top 10 all time? Because for me, after that victory, he's starting to really get close to that top 10 rankings. I'm going to have to do a full list eventually, don't worry. Episode 100, tune in, we're going to do a full list of top 10. But Canelo's getting really close. Really, really close. But yeah, from boxing, we go to football. And from Canelo, we go to Cancelo. 4 assists in a weekend. You would think he played attacking midfield. You think he was a winger. You even think he's a striker. But no, this guy is a left back. Mainly plays as a left wing back because Man City are so dominant with the ball. But boy, to be honest, he's even a right back or right-sided wing back, but he can play both sides. So composed, so smart, so intelligent, so comfortable on both sides. And boy, he picks up the spaces well, makes great runs, and his delivery is A1. And I remember when people were writing him off, I was like, yo, chill. Just chill. He's a great player. I mean, maybe because you guys haven't really... That's what I always say, go to Football Manager. If you play Football Manager 5-10 years ago, you know about these players. You know what they have to offer. I always say Football Manager over FIFA, because Football Manager is way more accurate than FIFA is. I hold my hands up. I really played Football Manager the last 3 years. So these new up-and-coming guys, I don't really know as much as I used to know. But Football Manager is the game. It tells you about these wonder kids. That's how I knew about Tielemans since he was 16. Tielemans, that's why I knew about him since I was 16. I knew about that guy since I was 16. But yeah, he took Club Brugge, the cleaners in the Champions League, within the week, and then followed that up with another dominating performance against Manchester United, the arch rivals. Like I said, he's so comfortable on the left and the right. Do you know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of one of the greatest fullbacks to ever do it, who didn't really work off physicality and physical attributes like a lot of wingbacks do. And to credit to them, that's one of the requirements. You have to be up and down. I mean, the guy has stamina, but he wasn't really the fastest, the strongest, you know what I mean? But that is one Philip Lahm, arguably the best fullback of his generation, up there with Dani Alves for sure. Could have been Macon, but Macon, after Gareth Bale done him in, he fell apart. It was crazy. But remember, like I said, he wanted to be sold in the past. I believe he wanted to go to PSG, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, shout out to him. He stayed the course, came back stronger, and again, he's arguably the best fullback in the game right now. I mean, people talk about Trent and James, but Cancelo is probably more complete than all of them. So yeah, can't think about that one. Okay, back to the combat sports. We go to UFC. Yakabalu. I probably pronounced it wrong, but you know, it is what it is. That is Kamaru Usman. And still the pound for pound champ. And still the welterweight champ of the world. And now his MMA record is 20-1. He doubles up. See, this is the fight that was billed as repeat or redemption. Boy, Kamaru repeated. He got another victory over Colby Covington. That's now 2-0. The judges had it 49-46, 48-47, 48-47 for the close unanimous decision victory. Again, I stayed up for that fight, straight after the Canelo fight. Like I say to you guys, the key is to nap. So if you know you got big fights or big fight at night time, especially us Londoners, you get in on a Saturday evening, make sure you sleep between 8 and 10, then wake up at 3. Set your alarms. And then if the fight's at 3:30, or the fight's at 4:30, you're there. But wake up at 3 or 4, ready to execute what you need to execute and watch the performance. He defended takedowns so well. I didn't know this. His defensive percentage of the takedowns is 100%. That's mental. That's absolutely mental. He nearly KO'd Colby in the second, but Colby got saved by the bell. He traded with Colby a few times, and he got peppered in phases in the third and fourth rounds. I believe those rounds went to Colby on most of the judges' scorecards. But yeah, I mean, he really did his thing, and he's really, I think it's Trevor Whitman is his trainer, because Kamaru was really an elite wrestler, hence why his takedowns 100%. But now taking on the striking aspect, because he carries so much power, the more he learns to strike effectively, as you saw against Masvidal, the more dangerous he becomes and the more solid he becomes as the pound for pound number one. But yeah, what next for Kamaru? Like, same as what next for Canelo, because Kamaru's been calling out Canelo on a mad thing. He's been calling out that boy on a mad thing. You know what I mean? Is it Khabib? Does he try to get Khabib out of retirement? Does he go up and fight his buddy Adesanya, which has been spoken about? Let them make money, let them cash out. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But from the risers, we go to the fallers. And the first faller is going to be one, Caleb Plum, who now is 22-1. He gave a good account of himself. His jab was working really well. He out-jabbed Canelo masterfully. He was really elusive and defensively responsible for large parts of the fight. He attempted to be great, but he just missed out. I can't knock you for that. But like I said before, the smart way to approach this would have been to fight BJS, or to try fight Callum Smith, and to try fight Benavides, and to try fight who would other good super middleweights. The best guy he's fought is Caleb Truax, and Truax was on the way out. Truax is like 38. You need to build up your resume. You need to gain experience of fighting these elite fighters. So when you fight Canelo, it's not that much of a jump. You're gaining all experience of all styles. Because Canelo's been there with all styles. There's no style you can go in and you'd be like, oh, I don't know about this. I mean, Canelo's not perfect. He struggles with some styles more than others. And Caleb's style's kind of more aligned to the styles he kind of struggles more with. But then they're elusive, the guys with good footwork, in and out, that sort of stuff. But Canelo's been there with all styles. It's crazy. like I said, at the end of the day, his resume didn't prepare him for such an event. And the same with BJS, and same with Callum Smith. But the judges, they score the way they scored was kind of wild, in my opinion. I mean, I had it 96, 94 to Canelo. And one judge had it that way, but other judges had it 97, 93. I wouldn't argue too much with that. Other guys had it 98, 92. I think that's crazy. Dan Rafael had it Canelo 9-1. I think that's also crazy. I mean, just tell us. You're a fanboy of Canelo. Just tell us, please. But yeah, you're from boxing. We go to basketball. And the Russell Westbrook experience is mad. It's a roller coaster. And it's going to be a roller coaster for the Lakers and LeBron James and Anthony Davis, because, boy, sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe bad. That's literally what Russell Westbrook is. The man is simply a turnover machine. He's a stats machine. Like I say, from left to right. That's what Westbrook is. You know, he started off the week well, 20 and 27 in back-to-back wins against Houston. But then, I believe against OKC and the other team they faced, I can't recall. I think the Blazers, he reverted back to type. Against OKC, he was playing like a real bozo. In the fourth quarter, as I actually woke up randomly in the night and I watched that game literally live. It was a brutal turnover. It was dribbling down, head down, lost the handle. The ball flew up into the first row of the crowd. And about 20 seconds left with the Lakers, I believe, down 2 at the time. It's crazy. And to compound this, he made it worse by blowing his defensive assignment for no reason. I think he attempted to trap the ball of Shea, left his man, Dort, right there, right by the lane. Dort went and dunked it. The game was effectively over. He tried again to, make up, to recover. Again, he compounded it again. Didn't run the right play. He's one of the worst shooters in the league. He shoots like 25% from the free, especially for guys who take multiple 3-point shots. And he pulled up for a free, which was defended well by Dort. And he missed it. Of course, because that's what he does. He's not a great shooter. And against Portland, the following game, he shot 1 for 13, 8 points, 6 assists, and 6 turnovers. I need to look at his turnover to assist ratio, because that ratio is going to be very, very poor. Very, very poor. But to round off, go back to Colby Covington, UFC. He moves down to 16-3 in the MMA. And 2 of those losses come by the hands of Kamaru Usman, so there's no real shame there. But like I said, he's now 0-2 against Kamaru, who simply just has his number. He has more power, has more pop. Kobe can live and hang with it like skill-wise in terms of striking, but the wrestling part, not as strong, not as effective. He'll give Kamaru a good fight, but just not good enough. Just not good enough to surpass Kamaru. I mean, Kamaru is an elite and is on his way to become an all-time great if he's not already. I mean, Kobe survived, like I mentioned before, the second round, and he came back to win round 4 in a very competitive, and was very competitive in rounds 3 and 5, and probably won round 3 as well. 5 probably not. But in the end, like I said, it's just not quite at that level. I mean, if there was another champion maybe, or another guy that was in his way, maybe he would be the champion, but just not quite at that level, and it's unfortunate for Kobe. But you can keep training, keep trying, come back, try hard, come hard. Who knows? Because you might do a Marquez, like done Tupac. You've been in the ring with the guy so many times, the guy may get a bit complacent, and you happen to be the guy to defeat him. That could be the case. So if Kobe wants to hang around, be that guy, then yeah, he very much can do. But yeah, that's Rise and Fall. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube. Make sure you listen to us audibly, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Make sure you also follow us on all socials. That's the Instagram, that's the Twitter. We're the TMG Boys. We're just trying to make it. Your boy Mello. I'm out.